After Dunkirk, I never buy another Nolan movie, period. These are just a few. The Batman ones, I just can't be bothered to pull those ones out on Blu-ray, DVD. But these, they just get the cat litter treatment. They are just dreadful movies. Aren't they, Bear? So, what processor do you think I got it playing through? The Denon? The Onkyo? The CP200? Actually, I got it going Zone 2 outputting. I don't know why everyone's got something in for Zone 2. There's a lot of people that have got it in for Zone 2, you know. I use Zone 2 and Zone 3. If there was a Zone 1, which obviously is, and then Zone 2's out, you know, depending on whether you want to use the RCA phono, which you can do that, you use the HDMI, the optical, I don't think there's an optical output on the AVR, so can't link, say, a short lead out and then put it into, I think there were some AVRs the way you could do that, but I think they phased out. Yeah. Anyway, so Zone 2 out, HDMI up to there, and I could use the dynamic, what do you call it? Can't use the normal audio compressor because that's reserved for Dolby AC3 digital signals. Using the, I'm not sure if it comes up on the display. Dynamic volume. I've got it set to about medium because, quite frankly, I don't know what it is, but this movie's just sheer bloody deafening loud. I mean, I wouldn't let it get to that level. I mean, it's just sheer deafening bloody loud. Even though everything's going kind of loud here in this scene, I've got it set to a medium. So, yeah. I'm just trying to sort of like, you know, go, I don't know why I'm playing this movie again. I don't know, there's something going around at the moment, something about Nolan. Him again. What? I can't hear you. Say again. Oh, someone's muffling, but I don't know what they're saying. Yeah, so I've got that set to dynamic audio compression. Can't put it for a CP750 because it's only a digital processor only, and it will only accept AES signals and optical or cassette analog input, obviously, or non-sync. So I could still take a DDS, HDMI, whatever, blah blah blah, and I could still pass that out for a Zone 2, or I think it's Zone 3, and then down into, and then go into non-sync. So I could go to Dolby Stereo Matrix on there. I could go down onto the CP500, go through Dolby Stereo Matrix on there, you know, so I could play back, you know, and then all I have to do is just switch the switch here. Everything's all synced, everything's all timed and calibrated, aligned, and so, you know, for the show, that's all done before, and then all I have to do is just go from one thing to the other, and depending on what processor is being used and what fader is going to be used. Because look how many faders are here. I mean, I've got more Darth faders than most home theatres even dream of. The power of the fader. How about this one? I prefer this one actually, the CP200. Oh, that's a classic fader. So like the CP55 and the 65. Oh yeah, it's nothing like the power of this fader. And it's quick. It's the fastest fader in the west. Do that, and then back up. Here you got to dial it. Oh god, bloody hell. Typical AVR, same, bloody hell. But it depends on how, it's like record screen, got to be really quick on the fader, So that fader's not being run at the moment because it's on this mode. And if I go back to over that one, it'll go over to this one. Is that confusing? And this AVR, this Onkyo, Denon, is rubbish. Doesn't even have a bloody... if you want to use the what's it? What do you call it again now? What's it called? Got to go audio on there. Dynamic volume, yeah. You got to use it on the Denon. Means you got to turn the stupid bloody Odyssey on. Whereas that, yeah, you got options. I like options. So CP200. The surrounds are pretty engaging. And wow, there's no Limax switching on and off on this movie. Thank crikey for that. As if dialogue, I don't know what it is. I can understand dialogue. And I can sense loudness, the dynamics as such. And then you got soft dialogue, with, we're talking about whispering and such. And well, it was over there. I'm not sure where it was. And that's what sometimes can bring in, you can't lean forward, depending on the acoustics of the room, the how quiet is the noise floor and such, and the room should be dampened so you don't hear slap echoes and such, so you don't do several things. It'll amplify the sound a little bit more than it needs to be, and you want to hear sort of like soft, even though soft whispering sort of sounds in movies, they are still, because obviously still the whole auditorium can still hear that sort of dynamic effect sort of thing. So it's not like a real whisper effect, like talking to someone next to you, This scene here is probably the most rubbish part in the bloody movie. The rain sound effects is absolutely dreadful. Sorry, Roman. Just mute this left and right channel. Mute the center channel. Mute the center channel. But I don't hear rain all over on left and right. Mute the left and right so I'm only listening to the surround. I don't hear rain at the loudness that it is in the center channel. Ridiculous. I hear more rain sound effect in the center channel, and it makes no sense. I don't know. Are mixers and sound team guys, are they taking instructions from Nolan? But I don't understand it. Yet you go underwater, it's almost a kind of sense of, I don't know, kind of like underwater there. I can hear a bubble, glug, glug, glug under the water there. Wait for the underwater scene. Kind of little bit in left and right. Very little bit in the center and little bit in the center, but the rain sound effect on the surface is ridiculous. It's just like any trickles of rain drops or anything like that on the left and right are so faint, it makes no sense. It's just, this movie shouldn't have won the Academy Award. It should be stripped. You call this an achievement in sound? It's not an achievement. It's just a waste of my bloody listening time. And really, the underwater bit there, where even when it cuts, the scene from scene, doesn't seem like I'm underwater there. Sorry, no, it's not even near or close. I mean, you got to have a pressure that's very low frequency, infrasonic, kind of going up to a because water is like liquid. Well, it is liquid, and it will press. You can feel the waves of it moving over you. There's no possible way to do that, but there was probably one cinema, I don't know, it could probably do this really, really perfectingly damn good. But that cinema no longer exists anymore. Hardly any no THX commercial approved THX cinema exists in the United Kingdom anymore. They're all gone. They're all rubbish now. But all the Atmos is just bloody rubbish. They just sound like the 1970s all over again. So what? It's digital sound and it just simply sounds like the 1970s all over again, only sheer bloody loud and everything else, and you can hardly feel the bass. Well, yeah, you get a little bit of bass kick now and then, a little bit, but not constant, like go to the UCI High Wycombe. It is just constant, consistent pressure pressing against your body in that auditorium. That's bass. Yeah, picture looks okay on and off on this movie. Picture looks okay, but I'm not a fan of the movie. Not a fan of it. Skip down to the end credits. I'm not a fan of Hans Zimmer music because I don't like the music balance here. Left and right's just blaring bloody loud here. Just mute the surrounds. So I've got to do this now until I make another where I can just because I've got this going in differently, wired in differently. I need to put a mute switch on it so I can mute it quickly. Alright, let's mute these surrounds there. Oops, alright, exit. It's very fiddly. So that's the centre playing. Even though I've got the fader turned down a bit. But put the left and right back on, I'll unmute them. I don't understand the logic of that. Because the centre doesn't sound any it doesn't have a real discreteness to it with the instrumental. Like a certain boom, 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 boom. It's got a bit of the horns there and strings, but I just don't understand the logic of Hans Zimmer's music. And quite frankly, I will never buy another movie with Hans Zimmer score music on it because I'm just sick and tired of seeing end credits ending like this with this bloody level. It's just ridiculous.